Alright, I'm going to go over how to properly clean and sanitize the incubator you're using for the kitten study, including cleaning out the filters and the humidity detectors. Alright, these incubators can get super dirty, so even if you think you've been keeping it clean, it probably needs more deep cleaning than you realize, because once you get in here, you can see poop all over the place, and possibly even in places you didn't realize. So you always want to check every surface, every little nook and cranny where poop can hang out. So the first thing we're going to do is just wash the entire incubator. I recommend using some rags, some warm soapy water, and you also need a screwdriver and some Q-tips to get into the grooves in the tray because they get caked with cat poop. So the goal of this part is just to get all the obvious dirt out of the incubator, clean all that poop, and have clean surfaces for when we sanitize everything. Don't forget to check places that you might not think poop would show up. So definitely the outside of the tray or even the bottom sometimes has poo all over it. And you also want to flip the incubator upside down and check these bars. They definitely are prone to getting poop on the underside. You can see some there, or at least I can. So yeah, definitely get deep in there. You're gonna use a Q-tip to clean this groove. You may need to do it a couple times, and I recommend doing the outer edges as well. So do that for both sides. Now you're going to unscrew these filter panels. So just use a regular Phillips screwdriver and take all of the screws out, and then you can pull the panel out altogether. To pull the panel out, you're going to squeeze these two things over at the same time and push down. Now you can take out and rinse and sanitize the filters. Clean these bad boys. And turn the incubator upside down again so you can clean the inside of the screen. And all around the edges of where the filters go in. You can take the screen out to clean both sides and all of the dirty edges. Now we're going to clean the humidity detector, and make sure the machine is completely cooled off before you do this, because this part will be warm. But once you've taken this filter off, you can pull this part of the machine out like so. And if you look inside, we can see there's quite a bit of debris inside, and all of that is affecting the humidity detector, which is at the bottom. So we're going to clean all of this out, and then we're going to unscrew this whole portion and also clean that out. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Just going on the underside, taking a screwdriver and loosening these screws. They might be a little caked on because of all the residue that builds up on these plates. Don't lose the screws, and then we're going to look at what's inside. This one's not too bad. You're also going to need to take this piece out, and now we can see there's a lot of residue inside. So we basically just need to take some water and a cloth and clean all of this residue off of all the contacts. Clean the inside of this. You can take out the float as well and clean underneath it, and then put it back together. So be sure to totally take the float out. You just have to pry the sides apart and wiggle it out, and then you can see the inside of this is pretty gross. So I'm going to clean it and then put the float back in. Basically this tube connects here. Okay, now that we've taken the incubator apart, we have all our pieces laid out, we are going to take our rescue, which should be diluted at 1 to 16, so 1 part rescue to 16 parts water. We're going to spray every surface of the walls of the incubator, including the back, the edges, the underside, the window, especially the tray inside and out. We're gonna let the rescue sit for 5 minutes and then wipe everything down. So you have a clean incubator. Now we're gonna sanitize it. All right, now we're gonna put everything back together. So we start by attaching these. So this goes in first. Pop the float back in this way. It should go in a little easier than it came out. And it should be able to move inside that little piece. I want the wires closest to this end of the machine, so the float is away, the tube is toward it, so just pop it in like so. Put your plate on top. Start your screws and then finish them with the screwdriver. Okay, now we can pop it in like so. Attach the tube, put it in all the way, because remember that's how it sucks in the water. Then put your filter in and screw everything back together. And it should snap.